numbers are shooting up, as we can see. So, well, it's just gone 7, so welcome again if you've just joined us. My name's Sona Fricker. I'm standing in for Vidyamala this evening. She's actually doing a Breathworks online retreat in her office, garden office, which is a shepherd's hut in the garden. And Mark, who's the tech person here, is looking after me and looking after you in this space to breathe. And he's going to have to get back. He's going to have to make a mad dash from the space to breathe to the retreat. And I can't remember the name of the retreat actually, but I think it's about elements, all the different elements and creativity. So Vidyamal has been leading that for a few days. He's got a couple more days to go. And I'm just going to lead you through a meditation this evening. Well, when I say just, I mean it's going to be like a really special, really fantastic meditation, isn't it? And so it won't be just a meditation, it will be a really important meditation. And we're going to finish on the dot about 7:25 so that Mark can probably just have a little break if he needs to, and then reconfigure whatever he's doing on Zoom to bring in the retreat people. So we'll end this space to breathe at 7:25 today. And we've been asked to tell you about a Going Deeper retreat at Breathworks, and Mark's putting into the chat box some details or a link for that, so you should be able to get that there when he's put that in. So I think Vidyamala normally reads out all the names from people, but I won't do that. And in fact, I can't see you all. All I can see is myself. So, anyway, at least I've got a nice tree behind me, haven't I? So that's pleasant. And if you get fed up with looking at me, you can look at my tree. So that's very nice. So welcome those of you who just joined. There's quite a few. We were shot up suddenly from 44 to nearly 80. And I'll just repeat again that I'm called Sona Fricker, my name. I'm standing in for Vidyamala because she's leading a retreat at the moment, Breathworks online retreat. She's out in the garden in her shepherd's hut, and Mark is very kindly volunteering to leave the retreat and look after us this evening. But we're going to finish at 7:25 so that he can rejoin the retreat and look after the people on retreat. So we're going to just do, I keep saying just do, we're going to have a wonderful experience of mindfulness. And you must remember this, if you forget, that mindfulness is a win-win situation, isn't it? Because even if you have a very, what you would call sort of an unpleasant or distracted meditation, basically you know that you're doing it, and that means you're being mindful, and therefore you're practicing mindfulness. So even if you fall asleep and you suddenly wake up and you think, oh, I've been asleep, there you are, you have one moment of mindfulness. And in the Buddhist scriptures, the Buddha says something about this, about just like a few moments of mindfulness makes a massive difference to us. So it's always good to think this is a win-win situation, that you can't fail doing mindfulness. So let's start by just becoming aware of a posture. We need to find, meditation really is all about preparation, actually, if you haven't heard this before. The way you have sort of more sustained, deeper meditations is through preparation. So each meditation, to prepare yourself, you can spend a few minutes, and that's all part of the mindfulness practice. So posture is very important. If you can sit up fairly straight, feeling alert, whilst at the same time having a sense of being relaxed, so you're not struggling, and just allow yourself to feel the different sensations. I'm sitting on a kind of padded upright chair, and usually if you're on a chair that's got some sort of resistance underneath, you can feel your bottom. I can feel my sitting bones even pressing down into the chair. It's quite good to start off with these types of sensations. And if I'm telling you things you already know, it's always useful to be reminded of these things. And sometimes there'll be pain or discomfort, and there's not much we can do about that. So then it's a question of recognizing that part of our body's hurting and holding it with a sense of loving kindness, gentleness. So we have the sense of being whole. So the parts that are just comfortable, we don't even notice them actually because they don't call for attention. It's the parts that are uncomfortable usually that are calling for attention. So it's allowing that to be there. And that may not be just physical, it may be more sort of mental, maybe feeling tired, a bit heavy, or a bit speedy, a bit anxious, whatever. All those states, don't try to get rid of them, just noticing they're there, and they usually just fade. Not always, sometimes you just have to allow them to be there like an uncomfortable pain in the physical body. But let's turn our attention now. We can all do this, whatever we're experiencing. Just focus our awareness on our breathing. So breathing anchor is exactly what the writing on the packet says. It's an anchor. You're anchored into the present moment in your body. You don't have to do anything. If you're aware of your breathing, you'll be here. You'll be in your body, here in your body, or there in your body, in the present moment. And just enjoying it. I think it's so helpful if we can just enjoy the sense of breathing. It could be the inflow and the outflow of air through the body. It could be the rhythm, feeling the body expanding and contracting as we breathe. And it may also be that you feel a sense of calmness descending. Just being aware of our breathing will slightly alter it without us meaning to, and it will have a wonderful effect on the autonomic nervous system. Naturally calms us, energizes us if we're feeling very tired. We might open our eyes to let in some light if we're feeling sleepy. I just love this feeling of rhythm, of flowing in and flowing out. If you have a little bit of a resistance to feel breathing, some people find it a bit difficult, then maybe focus on other parts of the body that you can feel moving. There's quite a lot moving when you breathe, when you learn to focus, become aware of the little parts. Could be around the back of the body, could be the tummy expanding, contracting. And if you start to feel a little bit calm, just enjoying that sensation, letting go into it, spoiling yourself with a wonderful experience. If your mind is a bit active, lots of thoughts playing like a radio, and just noticing that. And the noticing will kind of distance ourselves from those things, and they gradually fade. Unless they're very emotionally charged, in which case it'll be like a little bit like pain. We have to breathe with them, accepting them. Whenever I lead the breathing anchor meditation, I always think of a boat because an anchor is usually associated with a boat. You don't have to have images, but what forms in my mind is a little sailing boat in a bay, clear water, warm temperature, sunshine, not too hot, not too cold. And you're kind of floating around the anchor, but not really moving. Thoughts come, they just take us away a little bit, but we come back to the breath. It's another association with a boat for me is that quite often the thoughts are like little puffs of wind, not very important thoughts. Just something occurs to me, it's like a little puff. And if I catch it in time, it just remains very weak and sort of dissolves away. Then sometimes I notice that there are thoughts like large fish in the sea around me that come, a bit more substantial, and they're kind of more interesting in a way. But since my intention is to just remain centered, anchored, I can just notice them, even feel them, because they're part of me. And then they kind of can go away for the time being. And there may even be a feeling that there's something calling us to go, to expand more, or go deeper, become brighter in the calmness of our experience. Although mindfulness is about just paying attention to or watching what's going on, there is some degree of choice we have what we pay attention to. We could just pay attention to whatever seems to arise, but we can also pay attention to that feeling of becoming more calm and sort of refocusing all the time on it, as though we're expanding allowing ourselves to be more peaceful, energized, kind of creative mood, but also a mood of stillness. And if we focus on this kind of experience, it grows stronger and becomes more. And sometimes when we get into this mood, it may feel like that breathing is what we've become. We've just become breathing. Letting go of self-identification, just experiencing self as flow, spacious, expansive, smooth, strong, flowing. And with this smooth, flowing feeling, we may even notice there's a sense of a desire to smile, relaxing the mouth. So we're smiling through the eyes. very genuine, heartfelt smile. Whilst we're breathing. It's usually a smile that allows us to build bridges, make contact with others, share something warm and friendly with one another. And as we begin to come to the end of this meditation, we could gradually begin to open our eyes. And if you've got your screen on gallery view, you could share your smile with everyone else. Feeling that we're connecting. Just breathing together. We're all human beings, all dependent upon air, which is a bit like a life force for us, keeping us alive, keeping us conscious. So we're getting close to the new time when we're going to stop this evening. A couple of minutes before Mark will have to say goodbye, which will mean he'll close the room. So could all look at one another. You could wave to one another, a quiet sharing. Vidyamala will be back next week to join you from our little holiday that we're having, so I might even join you too. And look forward to seeing you next week. So you don't have to rush away, you've got a couple of minutes to just enjoy being here. If you want to share anything in the chat box, you might have time to do that. Anyway, I'd like to say thank you. It was a pleasure being with you this evening, and I hope your meditation brought you peace and quiet and joy, helped you to smile.
Thanks, Sona. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks very much, everyone.
Thank you. That was lovely.
Thank you. Oh, wow.
Thank you very much.
Gracias, gracias.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sona. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sona. I love your meditations.
Thank you.
Thank you. Take care.
Well, the room's going to close now, so say goodbye. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Namaste.
Bye.